This is Daily Armenia, ＳիվիլNeթ's daily news digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia today. Armenia's opposition parties have hit a dead end in their attempt to oust Prime Minister NIkol Pashinyan, despite technically having enough seats in parliament to trigger a no-confidence motion. The problem is that, according to the opposition Armenia Alliance, any such initiatives are doomed to fail because the ruling Civil Contract Party has a majority in parliament. Though former Pashinyan ally Edmond Marukyan has been put forward as an alternative prime minister, the I Have Honor bloc tied to former President Serge Sarkisian announced it won't back him. Bloc leader Haik Mamijanian said Marukyan is no different from the current leadership and equally responsible for Armenia's political crisis. Marukyan, once a leader of the Bright Armenia Party, had requested meetings with opposition factions last week. After losing his parliamentary seat in 2021, he served as Armenia's ambassador-at-large until resigning in March 2024. Since then, he has switched from defending the government's policies to criticizing them. For example, standing against its current policies on Nagorno-Karabakh and its displaced population. Despite the opposition now holding the 36 seats necessary to formally introduce a no-confidence motion, the law also requires naming a replacement and gaining 54 total votes to pass. That's not possible under the current balance of power. Former President Robert Kocharyan, who heads the largest opposition alliance, has called the current push to hold a no-confidence vote a PR stunt, as it's not politically viable. Kocharyan and Sarkisian, once allies, are now blaming each other for Pashinyan's rise, and their camps are trading accusations of blackmail as they try to rally support. Yerevan's public parks are facing a quiet crisis. A new SivilNet investigation shows that private businesses leasing land in these green spaces owe the city nearly $2.6 million, most of it in unpaid rent and penalties. Experts say that isn't just poor bookkeeping. It reflects a deeper issue tied to what's known as corrosive capital, corrupt, opaque business practices that thrive in weak governance systems. Since 1998, over 180 lease agreements have allowed businesses to occupy parkland across Yerevan. But instead of developing the sites or paying rent, many companies have abandoned the land altogether, leaving the city with the bill and the public with decaying green spaces. One striking example is the Hrazdan River Gorge. More than 10 companies owe the city substantial sums for leased plots, many of which now sit undeveloped and neglected. In some cases, legal disputes have blocked the city from taking back control. The worst offender is the iconic Children's Railway, which owes over $1.8 million. SivilNet's investigation highlights not only the financial toll, but also the failures in governance. City Hall says it's now trying to fix things by renegotiating contracts, forming review commissions, and even launching a task force earlier this year to overhaul lease policies. Check out our new report that traces how a coordinated disinformation campaign used forged documents and fake media to spread false claims about U.S. biolabs and Western experiments in Armenia. SivilNet was able to determine that the stories, which were picked up by local press outlets and spread widely, originated from a Kremlin-linked effort that spanned at least 9 languages and multiple countries, targeting Armenia with recycled conspiracy theories previously used against Georgia and Ukraine. You can find a link to the report in this video's description. And finally, the SivilNet number of the day is 7,305. That's the number of children born in Armenia during the first 3 months of this year, according to the Statistical Committee. That number is down 699 births from the same time last year, an almost 9% drop. And as always, please follow SivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.